Hello, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter from the book Snapshot, and this is chapter number 4. And the name of the chapter is Albert Einstein at School. Now, Albert Einstein, we know that he was a great physicist, he was a great scientist, he had given so many theories which the people are using today also. Maybe the basic science, the physics that we are reading or studying today, that is actually based on Albert Einstein's experiments and his theories. But this chapter is actually having the part of life of Albert Einstein when he was at school, and all these facts are not known to the world. And this is actually written by a you can say biographical writer, biographer, whose name was Patrick Pringle. What is written here? Albert Einstein is regarded as the greatest physicist since Newton. After Newton, the greatest name in physics, in science, is Albert Einstein. And in the following extract from the Young Einstein, means this is a book that was written by Patrick Pringle on Einstein, and the name of the book is The Young Einstein. And these 4 or 5 pages are actually taken from his book, that is The Young Einstein, and written by Patrick Pringle. And this describes the circumstances which led to Albert Einstein's expulsion from a German school. And this chapter generally tells us that what kind of circumstances were there which led the expulsion of Einstein from the school, why he was kicked out, why he was thrown out of the school, why he had to leave the school because of some reasons. And maybe the chapter also poses one very serious question, and the serious question is whether learning facts is education or not. And expulsion here means why he had to leave the school, why he was thrown out of the school, why he was you can say kicked out of the school. In what year, Einstein asked the history teacher, did the Prussians defeat the French at Waterloo? Now there was, you can say, a school in which Einstein was studying, and when he went to the school, the history teacher asked him a question, and the question was that in what year this Waterloo battle was fought between Prussians and French. And very clearly, very genuinely, Einstein replied. He said, I don't know, sir. Very genuinely, very straightforwardly, he said that he did not know. Why don't you know? You have been told it enough, often enough. Means the teacher was really angry, and he wanted to know why he was not answering, why he was not learning all these facts, all these dates, because all these dates were already given to them to be learnt by them. They had to cram them. I must have forgotten, sir. Did you ever try to learn? Asked Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown is the name of the teacher. The history teacher's name is Mr. Brown. He asked that, did you ever try to learn? Because he knew that Einstein was not interested in learning all these things. So he asked whether Einstein tried to learn these facts or not. No, sir. Albert Einstein replied with his unusual or usual unthinking honesty. Means he was without thinking, he was very honestly. This shows that he was full of honesty. Albert Einstein, in a straightforward manner, very sincerely, he replied that he never tried to learn all these things. He never tried to understand. He never tried to learn or cram. Why not? I cannot see any point in learning dates, sir. One can always look them up in a book. But according to Einstein, he was not interested in learning all these things. Why? Because whenever anybody wanted to, you can say, have these dates or facts, he could see them in the books, because they were already written in the book. So why? What was the purpose behind learning all these dates? According to Einstein, it was not important to learn these dates because they could look them up in a book. Mr. Brown was speechless for a few moments. After getting these kind of replies, Mr. Brown, the history teacher, he was shocked. He did not know how to handle such a child, such a student. You amaze me, Einstein. Amaze me means you really shock me. You really surprise me, he said at last. Don't you realize that one can always look most things up in books? That applies to all the facts you learn at school. Now, the teacher got really amazed and he wanted to know what that do he actually said that all the things were already in the books written. So what was the purpose behind coming to school if all the things were written in the books and nobody had to learn anything, because one can you can say consult the books for anything, any fact. So why they were coming to learn at school? Yes sir, means Einstein replied that yes, all these things are not to be learned. They should not be crammed. Then I suppose you don't see any point in learning facts. So at last, the teacher said, Mr. Brown, the history teacher said that it means that there was no point in learning facts. Frankly, sir, I don't. Means he did not, you can say, suppose he did not understand what was the purpose behind cramming all these dates or facts. Then you don't believe in education at all. Means the teacher said that it means that he, means Einstein, did not believe in education also. Oh yes sir, I don't think learning facts is education. Now this is very important, because this shows that Einstein was not afraid of telling anything to his teacher. Means he was such a truthful person who actually said the truth, whatever was there in his heart, and he was not hiding his feelings from the teacher. He said, yes sir, I do. I don't think learning facts is education. According to Einstein, learning facts was not education. Cramming things, learning things was not education. Rote learning was not education according to him. Next page. This is page number 26. In that case, said the history teacher with heavy sarcasm. What is the meaning of sarcasm here? Sarcasm means bitter remarks. Means very bitterly he says, the history teacher was having, you can say, he was giving very bitter remarks to him. And he says, in that case, perhaps you will be so kind to tell the class the Einstein theory of education. So he said, okay, Einstein sir, please stand up and please tell us something about the story of, or maybe the theory of education. According to you, what do you think about education? What is education? He asked Einstein. Albert Einstein flushed. Flushed means he got reddened, means he blushed. He was really shy after being asked by the history teacher about his theory of education. I think it is not facts that matter, sir, but ideas. And this is very important. This is a very unique fact that was told by Einstein to his teacher, that according to Einstein, facts, it is not facts that matter, but ideas matter. To learn facts is not education according to him, but to have ideas, to think, to understand, to analyze things were more important. He said, I don't see the point in learning the dates of battles or even which of the armies killed more men. I would be more interested in learning why those soldiers were trying to kill each other. Now, this is very important. According to Einstein, he said that he did not see any point. Means, according to him, it was rubbish. It was useless to learn the dates of battles or even which army killed more men. This is not important for, you can say, Einstein. He said that he was more interested in learning the things, that why those battles were fought. What were the reasons? This is not important that how many people were killed and which army actually fought against whom, or which army killed more men. This is not important according to Einstein. He said that I would be more interested in learning why those people were trying to kill each other. Means the more important thing was why those wars were fought. That is enough. That's enough. Mr. Brown eyes were cold and cruel. Now, Mr. Brown was really cold and cruel means he was really, you can say, full of anger. He became really angry because Einstein was trying to tell him something that was not liked by the teachers. He said, "That's enough. We don't want a lecture from you, Einstein. You will stay in for an extra period today. Although I don't imagine it will do you much good. It would not do the school any good either. You are a disgrace. I don't know why you continue to come." Means the teacher actually wanted to know that he why this Einstein was coming to school, because he did not believe in the education policy, and at the same time he also wanted Einstein to keep quiet, and he gave him a punishment also, and he asked him to stay in for an extra period that day because he was actually argumenting with the teacher. "I don't imagine it will do much good to you or to the school either. You are a disgrace." Again, he said that Einstein was a disgrace. This comment, "You are a disgrace, and why you continue to come to school," these lines shows us that Einstein and the children like Einstein, they are not liked by the authorities. They are not liked by the teachers. The children who speak in a different way, who speak about topics which are not liked by the authorities or the elders or the teachers, they are, you can say, thrown out of the school. They are disliked by the authorities, and nobody wants to cooperate them, and nobody wants to understand what is being told to them by these people. So Albert Einstein was also not liked by the teacher because he was telling something unique, because he was actually truthful, because he was telling a truth about the policy of education. "It is not my wish, sir," Albert pointed out. But when he was asked to discontinue why he was coming to school, when these kind of questions were asked by Mr. Brown, then the reply was given by Albert. He said that it was not his wish, means he did not want to come to school, but it was not his wish. "Then you are an ungrateful boy and ought to be ashamed of yourself. I suggest you ask your father to take you away." Means the teacher said, then if he was not ready, if he was really ungrateful for, you can say, learning or for all the education that he was given by the teachers, then he should be ashamed of himself and he should leave the place as soon as possible. He should ask his father to take him away. When he did not believe in the policy of education, in the theory of education, in education actually, so why he was coming to school? He should leave the school. Albert felt miserable when he left the school that afternoon. Means when Albert was going back home, he was really miserable. He was really feeling that he felt that disgust. He was really disappointed and sad. Not that it had been a bad day. Most days were bad now anyway, but because he had to go back to the hateful place next morning. Now this is very important. He was not, you can say, miserable. He did not feel disappointed just because it was a bad day, but because he had to go back. He had to go back to the same hateful place. Hateful place means that school that was not liked by him. The next morning he had to go back to the same place again. That is why he was really feeling that he felt miserable just because of that. He only watched his father. He only wished his father would take him away, but there was no point in even asking. He knew that he wanted to ask his father to take him away, but there was no point because he knew that his father would never allow him to leave the school. He knew what the answer would be. He would have to stay until he had taken the diploma. He would not be given a chance to leave the school before completing his diploma, and he knew it, that there was no point in asking the father. Going back to his lodgings did not cheer him up. Means Even when he would go back from the school and go to his lodgings means to his residence, the place where he was living, he did not really happy. He was not happy even after going to his lodgings. Why? His father had so little money to spare that Albert had been found a room in one of the poorest quarters of Munich. Means Albert, because of lack of money, because his father could not provide him enough money to get a good quarter in a good posh colony, so he had found a room in the poorest quarters. In, you can say, he was living in a very bad condition in Munich. Munich is the name of a place, it is a city. He did not mind the bad food and lack of comfort, or even the dirt and squalor, but he hated the atmosphere of slum violence. Some of the words are really important here. What is the meaning of squalor? Squalor means dirt, untidiness. So he says he did not mind the bad food. Maybe Albert Einstein was able to cope up with all the other things. He knew that the food which was given to him was very bad. Maybe lack of comfort was there. Food was bad, comfort was not there, because it was a very poor colony. This is already written here that it was a very poor colony, but still he managed to cope up with all the things, or even the dirt and squalor he actually managed with. But he hated the atmosphere of slum violence. But the thing which actually was troubling him was the slum violence. Slum violence means domestic violence. The people, they were fighting with each other. The children were beaten by their parents, and they were crying sometimes. So all this kind of atmosphere was really irritating him, and he did not want to, you can say, stay there. He disliked the atmosphere, the slum violence which was going on in the vicinity, in the, you can say, in his colony. His landlady beat her children regularly, and every Saturday her husband came drunk and beat her. Now this is really hilarious. Why? Because every day the landlady was beating the children, and on Saturday the husband would come and would beat her because he was a drunkard. But at least you have a room of your own, which is more than I can say, said Yuri. Yuri is a very important character in this chapter. Yuri is the only friend that Einstein had. And Yuri was actually trying to console him. He was trying to tell him the fact that Einstein was very lucky, because still he had got a room of his own. Otherwise, so many people, they did not get a room easily in Munich. Yuri said this when he called round in the evening, when they met in the evening. At least you live among civilized human beings, even if they are all poor students, said Albert. Albert said that Yuri was really lucky because he was living among the civilized human beings, because he was living among students. Maybe they were poor, but at least students were civilized. But Yuri replied, he said, they are not civilized, means those students could not be called as civilized. Why? Did you not hear that one of them was killed last week in a duel? According to Yuri, those students were not civilized because last week in a duel, one of the student killed the other. Duel means a fight between two. And what happens to the one who killed him? Einstein asked what actually happened to the other one. Nothing, of course. He is even proud of it. This is very important. He says nothing happened to the killer. He was really proud. His only worry is that the authorities had told him not to fight any more duels. Means even after killing one of his co-students, after killing his classmate maybe, this person, this killer, was really proud of it, and he was actually worried because authorities had banned any more duels to be fought by him. He was not allowed to go for a duel after this, and he is more upset because he has not a single scar on his face to wear for the rest of his life as a badge of honor. Now, this is again very important. The people who were called as civilized by Einstein, these people, they behave in such a cruel way, they are so uncivilized that one of the student, he had killed the other one and he was upset after killing him. Why? Because he had not got a single scar. Scar here means a kind of, you can say, a mark on his face, an injury mark on his face, because there was no injury that was, you can say, that he had got in the fight. So he actually wanted to have a face with some injuries, with some scars, and he wanted to show it to the people as a badge of honor. He wanted to have that honor of being pleased by the people, because the people, they would ask him about his you can say, injured face, and he could wear those marks for the rest of his life. But he had no injuries, and that is why he was upset. Oh, exclaimed Albert. And these are the students? Well, you will be a student one day, said Yuri. Now, Albert Einstein was really worried, and he was ashamed, maybe, or he was alarmed. He was shocked to know that these are the students who were killing each other, and after killing one another, they were really feeling bad because they had no scar on their face after these kind of battles, these kind of wars. He said, well, you will be a student one day, said Yuri. Yuri said that he would be a student one day. Next page. This is page number 27. I doubt it, said Albert glumly. Glumly here means he said, you can say, in a quick way. He said, I doubt it. I don't think I will ever pass the exams for the school diploma. But Albert Einstein glumly said that he was not sure. Why? Because according to him, there were some doubts in his mind. And according to him, he would never be able to pass the exams. He told his cousin Elsa the same next time she came to Munich. Normally, she lived in Berlin, where her father had a business. So, all these things Albert had said to his cousin Elsa. Elsa was one of his cousins, and she had come to meet him in Munich. And he was telling Elsa that he never would be able to complete his diploma because he was not interested in learning. Normally, this Elsa was living in Berlin, where her father had a business, but now she had come to meet Albert Einstein to Munich. I'm sure you could learn enough to pass the exams, Albert, if you tried. And then she said that she was motivating, she was inspiring Albert Einstein to learn, to understand things, to cram things, because if he would be able to learn something, he could pass the exam easily. I know lots of boys who are much more stupid than you are, who get through. They say you don't have to know anything, you don't have to understand what you are taught, just be able to repeat it in the exams. Now, according to Elsa, the children, they did not have to understand anything. Without understanding, they just had to repeat whatever was taught in the class, whatever was written in the notebooks. They had to repeat, they had to write the same thing in the exams. That's it. So according to her, there were so many boys who were more stupid than Albert Einstein, but they actually went through. Get through means they passed. They passed the examination without any trouble, because they did not have to understand anything. They just had to repeat the things in the exams. That's it. That is the trouble, Albert said. But according to Albert Einstein, this was the trouble. I am no good at learning things by heart. The problem was that he was not comfortable with learning things. He was not comfortable in rote learning method of the education. You don't need to be good at it. Anyone can learn like a parrot. You just don't try. But according to Elsa, who was one of his cousins, she said that they did not have to be good at learning. Anyone can learn like a parrot. Means he did not have to do anything. He just have to go through all the things which were written in the notebooks, and he had to learn like a parrot. He had to cram things without understanding. You just don't try. And yet I always see you with a book under your arm, Elsa added. What is the one you are reading? Elsa was actually surprised that why he was not able to learn like a parrot, because other children, other people, other stupid students, they could achieve success in the exams by going through this method only. And now she wanted to know that what kind of book was he reading then, because whenever she saw him, he was having a book under his arm. So she asked, what was he actually learning then? What was he reading? What kind of books were being read by him? A book on geology. And he replied that it was a book on geology. Geology? Rocks, things. Do you learn that? No, we have hardly any science at school. It means this was not the part of their syllabus. According to Einstein, they had no science at school, but he was reading a book on geology, which was not the part of their syllabus. Then why are you studying it? Because I like it. Isn't that a good enough reason? Elsa sighed. Now, Elsa was surprised to know that a book was being studied by Einstein, which was not the part of their course. It was not their syllabus. But according to Einstein, it was a big enough reason. Because he liked the book, because he liked the subject, he was reading it. You are right, of course, Albert, she said, but it would not help with your diploma. But according to Elsa, it was not going to help, you can say, in the completion of the diploma of Albert Einstein, because this was not the part of the syllabus. Apart from books on science, his only comfort was music. So we have come to understand that Albert Einstein liked the books on science. He was really, you can say, interested in geology, rocks, and so many things. But this was not a book of his syllabus. And at the same time, some of the other things which were liked by him was, apart from science, he was actually he had a liking for music also, and he played his violin regularly until his landlady asked him to stop. Means he played violin regularly, he was enjoying it, and he found comfort in the music. But when he was playing music, his landlady always asked him to stop. That wailing gets on my nerves, she said. There is enough noise in the house with all the kids howling. But according to that landlady, the music that was being played by Albert Einstein with his violin was actually wailing. And she said why he was wailing. Wailing means why he was loudly crying. And she said there was already enough noise in the house because she had so many kids and they were always howling. Howling means they were always crying. So she did not want more noise in the house. So she was always asking him to stop playing his violin. Albert was tempted to point out that most of the time it was she who made them howl, but he decided it was better to say nothing. This shows that he was having great patience. This shows his patience, because Albert Einstein wanted to tell a fact to the landlady that it was not he who made a lot of noise, but she was always making a lot of noise in the house, and she was always howling at the children, and it was she who should keep herself quiet. But he decided not to say anything, and this shows his patience. I must get away from here, he told Yuri after 6 months alone in Munich. Now this shows after some months he told Yuri, means Albert Einstein was discussing this matter very sincerely with Yuri, and he said I must get away from here, means he was not comfortable in the education system. He was not comfortable in the school. He did not believe in the education, you can say, which was given in the school, and that is why he wanted to leave that place. It is absurd that I should go on like this. Means this is really absurd. Absurd means it is really, you can say, unusual or odd. According to Einstein, it is really useless to keep on, you can say, learning like this anymore, because he did not believe in such learning and education process. So he actually thought that it was absurd, it was really not good for him to keep himself in the school anymore. It is absurd that I should go on like this. In the end, it will turn out I have been wasting my father's money and everyone's time. It will be better for all if I stop now. So according to Einstein, the best thing for him was to leave the school, because he was not only wasting his time or his father's money, but he was wasting himself also, and he wanted to leave that place as soon as possible. And then what will you do? Yuri asked what was his plan then. I don't know. If I go to Milan, I am afraid my father will send me back, unless, means, according to Einstein, if he would go to Milan to his father, he was afraid that his father would send him back. And his eyes gleamed with a sudden idea. Yuri, do you know any friendly doctors? Now, this person, Albert Einstein, a child, a student, got an idea, because his eyes gleamed. Gleamed means he had unusual shine in his eyes, and he got the idea. He asked Yuri that were there some friendly doctors, means did he know any doctor? I know a lot of medical students, and some of them are friendly, Yuri told. And he said, doctor, no, I have never had enough money to go to one. Why? Means Yuri wanted to tell him that he knew he had come across so many students who were medical students and who were going to be doctors in the future, but actually he did not know any doctor, because he lacks money, because he had no money, enough money to go to a doctor. That is why he never came in contact with any doctor. Suppose, said Albert, that I had a nervous breakdown. Suppose a doctor would say it is bad for me to go to school and I need to get right away from it. Now, this is the plan that actually struck his mind. This idea came into the mind of Albert Einstein. He wanted a doctor because he wanted a certificate to be given by the doctor about Einstein, and in that, you can say, he should write that Einstein was suffering from nervous breakdown, and this is his plan. Tomorrow we will continue from the page number 28. Till then, please keep yourself safe, please keep watching the videos and study hard, stay back home. Thank you very much. Goodbye, see you.